Okay, so here we go with a sequence shot with the Nikon D5. Okay, using the 400mm f2.8 Nikon lens, new version, or latest version I should say. And you can see over here we've been shooting in manual, 1/4000th of a second at f6.3 and using auto ISO. Right, so let's just contemplate what we're doing. We are photographing a moving target, in this instance up here. If I just double click in there and scoot along. Hello Mr. Paul Atkins. These two dogs, the D5 and the 400 f2.8, all belong to Paul, and at this juncture they are somewhere around about 30 meters from the camera. If we go back to the grid view, here's the final shot in the sequence, and they are just about in front of the focus limiter, so you know we will still get a sharp picture. The actual depth of field for the 400mm f2.8 is approximately, the depth of field table I should say, is approximately like this. The minimum focus distance is 2.89 meters, and at f6.3 we've got 1.71 centimeters worth of depth of field. And remember, that's half of that in front of the plane of focus, half of it behind. Okay, and so that's where they are, sort of, you know, between 2.89 and 4 meters. So we've got between 3/4 of a centimetre and 1.5 centimetres worth of depth of field in front and behind the plane of focus, all the way up to sort of 25-30 metres away, where we've got somewhere between 1.4 and 2.1 metres worth of depth of focus. So let's go back now and look at these images at 100%. And here's the first shot. Now, yeah, with distance etc, it is what I would call B grade sharp. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, and bear in mind I've dropped the frame rate on this camera from 10 frames a second, where this doesn't work very well, to either 6 or 7 frames a second. I get the feeling it was 7 frames a second. So basically we've got 26 exposures or 27 exposures. It's possibly covering what, 4 seconds, something like that, 4, 5, 6 seconds of actual action. So here we go, that's the second shot. Third shot, it's still what I would call B grade sharpness, but you can see by the amount of depth of field we've got, this front paw of the closest dog, and the depth of field's running out somewhere behind the neck of Enzo. This is Enzo, that's Rafa. I think I've gotten the right way around. So you know, there you go. It's not bad. Again, not bad. It's alright, got plenty of depth of field, average sharpness, again average sharpness. Notice we've got every single hair on these two dogs, not so, I'm not going to say pin sharp because they're not, but they're not suffering from any motion blur. Yeah, that's what comes of using that 4/1000th of a second shutter speed. So we'll move on to the next one. Now of course these dogs are getting closer by about a metre per shot, something like that, somewhere around a metre per shot. So it's not, we're not doing too bad. Still got plenty of depth of field, still capturing all the action from basically front to back. And but you'll notice as they're getting closer, the resolution is getting ever so slightly better. And we'll keep going. And that's not looking too bad. Looking better. definitely looking better now. And you know, I mean, this camera is keeping up well. Ooh, wild eyes. Give me the side of your head, let me chew it. Crazy dogs. You know, again, sharp, sharp. And now the camera has seriously dropped the ball. Doesn't know where it's supposed to go, but if we look down and towards the camera, we can see here we've got sharp grass in front of this dog's front paw, which is indeed in front of his nose, because the shadow of his head is here. There. Okay, so it's probably front focused by what, a foot to 18 inches. And then we come back onto the next shot, which is looking pretty good. So the camera's actually worked out that it's screwed up on the frame before, and it's snapped back to where it's supposed to be. Not too bad, not too bad. Going a little bit fuzzy. You always have to look when you're testing a camera, autofocus, you always have to look to see where the sharpest bits are. And to be quite honest with you, the end of the front paw here is looking a little bit sharper than the end of the nose, end of the muzzle, and we can definitely see we've got some razor sharp grass here in the front, and yeah, it's sort of getting ahead of itself just a little tiny bit, but it's picked itself back up again now and put itself where it's supposed to be, and again and again. But you'll notice now, you might have noticed before, if I pulled away from the shots, notice where the focus is, and sometimes it's focused right down here. So that should tell you or give you some idea of what focus mode I'm in. So I'm not in a fixed group, most definitely not. So it leaves us with 3D tracking or auto. Well, I'm not going to tell you which one I was in, but it got nothing to do with 3D. Haha. Okay. Seriously dropped the ball again. Nowhere sharp on the subject, but have we got any whoops-a-daisy, what are we doing here? Come on, up we come. Have we got any sharp grass in front? It's obviously front focused somewhere, but it all gets a bit, sort of a bit strange, and I don't know. I ought to get control of my cursor. So that's it's the second major faux pas it's made. Next shot, got it back, razor sharp, but now you notice, you see where the focus is now? It's jumped up to the top, and coming up to the last lot of shots now, really close to the lens, razor sharp, but you'll notice now the depth of field is really starting to suffer. That's because we're getting closer to the lens for the same aperture. And again, next frame, just look at this focus. It's nearly at the top of the frame now. I really am impressed with auto. Good God, what the hell's that? Daddy long legs. Woo, never noticed that. Andy Ashbury, action photographer. And coming up again, and you'll notice Rafa isn't in focus, but it's sort of picking its focus around here somewhere, just behind the ball. Right, this is with the auto focus mode. Let's go see if this will make a good shot for head radical tennis ball advertising. Yeah, would. It's not too bad at all, is it? And then the very last shot. So, like I say, we are virtually on the focus limiter, not quite. This is probably 3.1, 3.2 meters away. Focus, nice, sharp. So there you go, Andy's first outing with a D5.